Welcome to Private Banking Advisory. Today is Friday, the 14th of April. So we have the end of the holiday week coming up, and I hope all my viewers are in good shape and had a nice Easter break and are ready for the challenges of the next few weeks or even few months, because I'm sure it will be an interesting time. The market is basically between a rock and a hard place at the moment. On the one hand, the inflation has not yet been tamed, and there is always again the danger that it will start moving up if policies are not handled correctly. On the other hand, there's also signs of deflation, lessening demand, people getting laid off, companies are cutting back, and from that angle, we could also see trend to slightly lower interest rates. So in all, it is a very challenging environment, and I hope I can be of assistance in guiding you through this minefield. Today, I want to focus a little bit on how you should handle reports that your fund manager, your private banker, or your asset manager delivers to you. First of all, let's hope they deliver them in good time. And secondly, I also hope that they are not too simple or too complicated. I think there should be a happy medium. Basically, important thing is what numbers do you get and how are they explained. Giving you a simple statement with the value of your assets at, let's say, the end of December last year, or if you have a super efficient fund manager at the end of March, the number alone doesn't really tell the whole story. Because let's assume compared to the year before, it's up by a certain amount. It has to be put in relation to what the target for your personal portfolio was, or what the performance of comparable indices that measure performance measurement are, or what is the average performance of the clients of this fund manager. You don't want to be a client that has a relatively poor performance when the majority of the other clients had a much better performance. 3% versus 5%, for example, might not make much difference, but 2% compounded over 10 years are more than 25% of the asset value. So, how do you measure this? I think it is very difficult for the non-professional expert or the non-professional client to make sense of these numbers. Very often they just look at the number. If it's up, they're happy. If it's down, they're not so happy. They might call the portfolio manager or the relationship manager, and he hopefully will give you a good explanation. So, for example, if the performance is down 5% and all the markets in the world are down a substantial amount as well, it will be easy to explain why your performance was down. But still, you should know exactly what the drivers behind this performance were. And that's where it gets difficult for the average person, because there is a whole universe of investment jargon that can be pulled up and used to explain underperformance to you. So You can also get too much information, of course. A performance report that goes into great detail and is maybe many pages long is not going to be terribly helpful for you. And one thing that is also often forgotten in these performance reports is not only the costs are not necessarily made very clear, because in addition to the portfolio management fee that the private bank or the fund manager charges, there are also hidden costs of handling your transactions. That may mean fees for funds that are being used in your portfolio, fees for any transactions on the stock exchange or the bond markets, fees for custody, fees for holding the securities in a deposit with a bank or other safekeeping institution. So I hope you will be able to analyze these reports. I hope you will get these reports in a timely fashion. But I want to remind you that Private Banking Advisory is ready to help you with any analysis, especially if it is relating to risk management, cost containment, or performance comparison. We don't give any specific recommendations about which stocks to buy, which bonds to buy, which funds to buy, but we give you assistance in these three very important aspects that can make a substantial contribution to your investment performance over the years. We charge fees that are comparable to what professionals in the medical or legal field charge, and therefore I'm happy to help you if you desire this service. Please give us a like and subscribe so that the message gets put out to a wider audience. Speak to you again next Friday.